This is Dave. You probably know him as Mini Wargaming Dave. He's friendly, energetic, and welcoming. Basically the embodiment of everything I think this hobby should be. Dave is also wildly passionate about chaos. He's even made his own line of chaotic miniatures. This passion got me thinking, maybe there's something to this chaos thing. Hey there, hobby friends. I'm Jared, and this is Caffeinated Miniatures. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Quite recently, I was reading one of Dave's Instagram posts, and subsequently watching a video where he talked about some of his chaotic inspirations, which led me to want to paint some chaos. Luckily for me, and for you if you're still watching, a friend of the channel kindly sent me this Slaves to Darkness Vanguard box. Now before I continue to ramble about Dave, let me slop some paint on this Chaos Warrior. Keeping the shield separate from the rest of the mini, I primed it all in black, as I typically do. The cloak had some real hard to access areas, so I started there with a mix of black and burnt red. Adding more burnt red, I built the volumes up to pure burnt red. To pump up the vibrance and to give it a deeper saturation, I continued the highlights with bold pyrrole red. Finally, a touch of pale yellow was added to the more worn areas. I knew I wanted the armor to be dark, although not necessarily black. After looking through my collection of paints, this jade from Pro Acryl spoke to me. Not literally, I haven't spent that much time in the dungeon studio. After mixing in some black, I began building some volumes of light. Then added some more vibrancy to this mix with some pale yellow, continuing to develop and refine the volumes. I made sure to keep the majority of the armor very dark, even fully black in the darkest recesses. I wanted it to read as fairly dark, even if it didn't read as black. Somewhere between finishing the armor and searching for colors for the trim, I decided to reach out to Dave to see if I could get answers to my most burning questions. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
My man. If you've ever wondered if he's a brush licker, all will be revealed at the end of the video. Let's see your guess in the comments. No cheating. In all seriousness, I wanted to get a better understanding of Dave's hobby philosophy, what drives him, and ultimately, why chaos. Before we go any further, I had some technical issues. So we've got some backup, camera on the screen, mediocre audio. You'll see what I mean. Further proof I'm a photographer and not a filmmaker. Anyways, back to the video. So Dave, recently I've noticed you kind of, and this again is maybe it's just you've done this a long time and I'm new, but what I've noticed is that you spend a lot of time or attention or your energy trying to draw attention to people that you think are doing cool things. So what's the impetus for that?
Good question. Yes, I've thought a lot about that. And so I have found so much joy and fulfillment showcasing other people's awesomeness, because really, if my goal is to get more people into the community, which it is, there's a much better chance that that's going to happen if I show off things that are spectacular, as opposed to my own things that I'm trying to elevate to a level that isn't realistic.
Yeah.
And that's my own interpretation of all of this stuff, right? Obviously it's artwork and it's up to subjectiveness. That's just my personal conclusion.
Yeah.
Show off other people's awesomeness and really just focus on that. And that's it.
Back to painting the mini. Yellow metal was in order for all the trim. So I grabbed dark golden brown, yellow ochre, pale yellow, and bold titanium white, and started painting from shadow to light. Only using white for the very brightest points of light. So, talking about painting, you've painted your fair share of minis. You've filmed battle reports, played a multi-day 300,000 point Warhammer 40k army, done a little, or rather a lot, of basically everything. So what's your favorite part of the hobby?
So my favorite part of the hobby, hands down, without contest, is collaboration. So we just happen to be playing Warhammer or playing the tabletop miniature wargame, right? That happens to be the thing that brings us together. But it's actually collaboration, which is my favorite thing, because that's where pure creativity gets to flow, and we get to build something together and share it together. It's a shared experience. To me, the hobby is a shared experience, and it's better when it's enhanced when it's shared.
Confession time. I really have absolutely no idea what paints I used to paint this head, other than they were all pro acrylic colors. So rather than make it all up, I'll ask Dave about chaos while I throw paint on the head of this chaos warrior. I want to get into the chaos thing, like why chaos? So you've collected, I think more than 140,000 points of like Warhammer 40k chaos. You've talked about how the dark armies of Lord of the Rings were kind of like, you've been drawn more to that. You've created your own miniatures that are, chaotic kind of themed in the Veil touched with Ravaged Star. Why chaos?
Chaos, it fits with my personality in that I embrace chaos in like forgetting about Warhammer for a moment, forgetting about tabletop gaming. In terms of chaos, I relinquish control of the universe, not because I feel like I need to, but because I feel like really existence is chaos. Life itself is chaos. And there have been times in my life where I've tried to control things and I have failed at it, right? Which in and of by itself is a bit ironic, because I think failure is an illusion as well. That there's failure is, for one person it's a failure, for another person it's a triumph. So failure itself is an illusion.
Failure is an illusion. Boy, did I need to hear that on this damn axe head. The precise look of nailing the reflection isn't what I'll remember about this mini. What's going to stick with me is the inspiration behind it.
Chaos represents my victory condition for winning this game doesn't actually equal getting more victory points than you in the game itself, but my victory condition equals how many epic moments can we forge together on the tabletop, because that's what we'll remember after. That's what we'll remember years to come. We're not going to remember if I won or lost that game. And if we do, to me, it's just a small little detail in the overall experience of the tabletop game. My victory condition also includes how can we collaborate in a way that makes us both feel that dopamine. And so if we can do that, then we win.
Yeah.
Whether I win or you win, it doesn't matter. Like, we both win big time when that happens.
So after 2 attempts that I painted over, I just tossed on some cool grays and called it good. After wrapping up the base and gluing everything together, I had a completed mini to reveal. Well, there you go. My first Chaos Mini, and a whole new appreciation for chaos. I really want to thank Dave for doing this. It was a very enlightening discussion that I truly value. And oh yeah, lick the brush or don't lick the brush.
Lick the brush.
I hope you found some small nugget of value in this. Let me know your takeaway in the comments below. Let's all embrace a little chaos, open our arms, and showcase everything that's awesome with this hobby community. Be a little more like Dave. As always, if you made it this far, you are an absolute legend. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more mediocre hobby content. And thanks for watching. You are awesome, and I'll see you in the next one.